Katie and this is Sam. I'm going to take you through a 20-minute upper body release. So we're going to start seated for this. And I want you to find yourself with one leg in and one leg out. And we're just going to find our fingertips out nice and wide and nice and low. Keep even on your sit bones. So if this is feeling too much for you, feel free to grab yourself a cushion or a yoga block or a couple of pillows, just something to elevate your pelvis a little more off the floor. We're going to take an inhale, grow as tall as you can through your spine, and take an exhale, and we're just going to rotate towards the bent knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, rotate towards the extended leg. And just feel the difference from side to side, rotating to the bent knee and to the lengthened leg. Have a little play around with your breathing here. So if we inhale as we twist, we're going to feel a more intense stretch, but we might shorten our range. So this time try the rotation on your breath in. Exhale. Come to center, stay tall, and then the other way. Inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to switch that breathing around. Exhale as we twist again. So inhale in center. Breathe out. You might find you can just go a little further. Inhale through the center, and exhale to take yourself to the other side. Good. Give yourself a little relax. One leg in, other leg out. And again, if now is the time you need, just get a couple of blocks or cushions. You can always pause us to make sure that you're in the optimum position to make sure this workout works for you. Lengthening the fingertips out. Palms down is fine, palms up are fine, wherever you feel good. Full breath in. Let's start. Exhale towards the bent knee. Inhale. Tall through center, making sure the breastbone is above or slightly forward of the pubic bone, and exhale to rotate. Make sure the knee on the extended leg faces the ceiling. I have quite a lot of facility through my hips, which allows me quite a lot of flexibility, but should you need to be near a parallel, that's absolutely fine. It's never about the angle here of the leg. It's just about finding the place that feels best for you. And once again, we're just going to have a little play around with our breath. Now, what I'm going to do this time is place the palms behind my back. So the palms are facing out behind me, and I can open out through the front of the shoulder a bit here. So just a different way of finding a little length and opening through the upper body. So I'm going to exhale in the center and inhale to twist. Exhale in center, inhale to twist. Good, and now try it with the opposite breath. So we inhale in the center, go tall. Exhale, rotate. Inhale. And exhale. Sam, do you feel the difference in your range? Yeah, so there's no right or wrong way to breathe. It's however you find the release. So I'm going to get us to come up onto our knees. So onto our knees and heels here. If this doesn't feel comfortable, feel free to change your position to a seated position. But we're going to take a little stretch out for our arms and shoulders. So we're actually going to place our fingertips back towards our knees and take our arms out. So if you're in that postpartum period where you're carrying baby a lot, you find your grip might feel a little funny. We might get a little bit of soreness in the shoulder or the elbow, a little bit of tennis elbow. So from here, I want you to think of sending your weight back and then maybe trying to bend your elbows and just finding a stretch. And you can sort of pad through those heels here as well. Just a nice little relax for the front of the arms. Good. Give that a release, a little bit of a shake. We're going to turn the palms down this time and stretch out across the back. And again, starting with the hips lifted will be less intense, but then trying to draw the hips down and maybe even give yourself a little bit of a cat stretch will really give you a release through the front line of the forearm. Good. Relax. Give it a little wiggle back into life. We're going to lie onto our sides now. And we're going to come to a nice stacked foot. So heels are stacked, knees are stacked, and our fingertips come out in front of us. Now, it's Going to feel a little bit awkward for your head to start with because our head plops down, but the shoulder is directly underneath me. So you don't want the shoulder to come underneath your chin or your neck. Still lifted through the side waistline, and we're going to take an inhale and bring our top arm up to the sky. So inhale, top arm up to the sky. When your fingertips are on top of your shoulder, allow your hip to roll back and find that beautiful opening rotation. Inhale, come back to center. So we're going to take 4 of these, keeping them nice and active. Make sure that your fingertips come back level so that you're not uneven through your shoulders when you come back to center. Inhaling open. When the fingertips are above the hip, let the hip roll. Find that rotation. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. 2 more. You can take this at your own time. We will get an opportunity just to live in this stretch once we've taken our 4 opens and closes. But I find that we get more of a stretch if we've just gone through the mechanics of opening and closing. So last one here, inhale. Exhale, allow that roll. Let the hip drop back. Let the arms be nice and relaxed. Look to your back hand. From here, you can manage if you need to push a little further forward through the pelvis or let the pelvis just sit and relax. And we're going to take 3 beautiful big inhales here. 3. And out. 2. And out. Last one. And out. Come all the way back into center, bringing the hand up and together. We're going to press through that hand. Bring yourself to sitting and bring yourself around to the other side. So from here, lengthening down, knees stacked, heels stacked, hips stacked. And bring that arm forward. Again, making sure that you're not squashing that shoulder up to the ear, that shoulder stays directly underneath you. From here, again, we find the inhale, open the arm. And when the fingertips are above the shoulder, let the hip roll back, roll back, roll back, roll back. Inhale and exhale. We've got 3 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last 2, and your last one, so the 4th one, we can hold this one open. So inhale, exhale. If it feels nicer for you to keep this as an active stretch, feel free to keep moving. Otherwise, holding that stretch open, we're going to take those 3 beautiful big breaths. Full breath in and out. In and out. In and out. When you're ready, coming all the way back over, and we're going to press through and lift to sitting. From here, I'm going to bring myself back around this way and lengthen my legs out. Again, depending on how much flexibility you have in your hamstrings and back, you might prefer to sit up, or you're absolutely fine just to soften the knees a little bit here. So we're going to place fingertips just behind our ears, and I want you to imagine that you've been put in a tube from your rib cage down. So we're going to try and keep this portion of the spine nice and static. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, and just curve your head, neck, and shoulders over and forward. Inhale to come up, and you're going to send your breastbone to the sky. Inhaling up, exhaling forward. Inhaling up, exhaling back. So you're trying to keep this portion of the spine still and allowing flexion and extension just through the top of the body. Last one, forward. Inhale and back. Good. We're going to come to a cross-legged position. And we're going to keep our fingertips just behind our ears. So you want to find a little bit of free mobility here. So we're just going to take a little rotation with both legs crossed. And if it feels nice, you can take the arms out and let the arms just be a little free. So you're sort of finding that point in the middle where it's almost a little bit of weightlessness. For 4, for 3, last 2, and last one. Good. Giving yourself a little wiggle and a shake. We're coming back into a 4-point kneeling position. Hands under shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Staying nice and square through. We're going to lift one arm all the way up to the ceiling. Finding that open lift. Trying to stay as square as you can through the hips. So trying to avoid the sink and the hitch. And then we're going to slide it down and through. Trying to find as much space as we can. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep through. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale and sweep through. Hold this one through. If this is enough for you, stay here and you can let your head rest onto your mat. Bring your weight a little further forward and keep lengthening through those fingertips. If it's available to you, the hand that is on the floor by your face is going to lift up to the sky. And you can use as much range as you have available to find a stretch here. If you're familiar with the yoga advancements, feel free to turn the palm away from you, wrap that arm around the inside of the opposite thigh. And just find that stretch across the front of the pec on that side. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. If you've taken the wrap, release, come back up. Bring the hand back down in front of the face. Bring both hands back through. And from here, we're just going to take a nice little wiggle through the hips from side to side. We're going to take a little 4-point kneeling variation, which I love, which we call disco cat. So your head and your hips go to one side, and then your head and your hips go to the other side. Just finding movement through. If you feel really unco, don't panic. Again, no one's watching, but just find that movement from side to side. And from here, we're going to take the stretch on the other arm. So inhaling, lifting the arm nice and high, trying to stay square through the shoulders. Exhaling, sliding through. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, slide through. Inhale to open. Exhale, slide through. Inhale to open. Pressing through the supporting arm at the same time, and then almost want to feel like you get that little bit of weightlessness. Last 2. And last one. Inhale, open. And exhale, sliding through. Let your head rest on the floor so the hips tip a little further forward. If you want to keep this top hand here, absolutely fine. Or choices are to lift it to the sky or to find your palm turning away from you and wrapping around the opposite thigh. Opening out. You can look to the sky. You can stay looking forward. No pressure to take any of these advancements if they don't feel right for you. And when you're ready, unwrap, bring the hand back, place it onto the floor, bring both hands forward, and we are going to slide down into a child's pose stretch here. Hips back, knees nice and wide, and nestle the rib cage down in between the thighs. Full breath in, full breath out. I find it's quite nice if I need an extra bit of shoulder stretch to press my fingertips into the mat and just allow my shoulders to find that little bit of extra space. It's not available for everyone, but if it's something that makes you just get a little bit more out of your stretch, feel free to take it. When you're ready, we're going to walk our hands to one side and really press into the fingertips. Use your breath to fill up the back of the rib cage with that fresh air. And then as you breathe out, little pressure in the fingers, little sit down in the hips, and just see if you can find a little bit more space. Try to relax your head as much as you can. Last one, full breath in, full breath out. And when you're ready, come back through center and walk your hands to the other side. Try and find a little bit of pressure into the fingertips if you can. And then when you're ready, walk yourself back into center. Bring the elbows nice and wide and just let your head sit on your hands and see if you can sink a little further into the mat. Full breath in, full breath out. And when you're ready, we're just going to walk ourselves back up to our seated position. From here, coming back round to the front, and we're going to finish in the position that we started in. So single leg in, single leg out. Hopefully you should feel nice and free through the top of the back, but we're just going to take a little bit of lateral flexion here. So making sure this kneecap faces the ceiling and the heel is anchored. Same arm as leg swoops out. Hand can stabilize behind the thigh or on top of your leg. Choice is yours. I'm going to place my fingertips onto the floor. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, sending yourself over. If you don't have a big amount of lateral flexion, feel free just to keep the fingertips on the floor. You don't have to bring the elbow down. If you can keep your breastbone slightly forward of that pubic bone, and you can bring it down to the elbow just to find a bit of space, that's totally fine. Inhale, exhale, other side. Inhaling through center, exhaling over. Inhaling, exhaling. Last one, over this way to the bent knee. And then back to the extended leg. Good. Fold the opposite leg in, opposite leg out. Try and really make sure that you're rolling forwards on those sit bones, so really sitting on the top of the center of that pelvis. This time, opposite arm, sorry. Inhale, exhale over. And reaching up and over. And finding this side flexion should allow us a little bit of space out through the SI joints as well. Breathing in, breathing out as you go. Last one, up and over. And up. And over. Lovely. Bring yourself back to center. If it feels nice to cross the legs, feel free to cross the legs. If you prefer to be in a butterfly, feel free to pop yourself into a butterfly. And we're just going to take a breath in and hitch the shoulders towards our ears. So we go inhale. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, release. And then feel free to give your shoulders a little roll back, shoulders a little roll forward. And hopefully you feel nice and open across the top of the body, shoulders, arms, and thoracic spine. We'll catch you next time.